success on first down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start first and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
First down, Browns.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On second and 12, Mayfield. Got an open man, it's Pringle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. The shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on third down. Chubb, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
Giants, nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. 3rd down here.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off around the 37. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Mayfield. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
The 23.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Being chased, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Operating from the gun, Jones. And Ingram holds it in. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Jones now off the play fake. Going deep downfield for Ross. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 24. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. With it is Jackson. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
From the 16, Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Now Jones. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. It was Sheldrick Redwine with good coverage that time as he was there to knock it away. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Here's Jones. Off play action. Finds his tight end Ingram. Escapes the defender. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Evan Ingram was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Skirts by at the 15. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Throwing Jones, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants able to get this back within a touchdown. And that one makes it 14-7.
Next to score, Browns 14, Giants 7.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Browns drive about to get started. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First down.
Mayfield off the play fake. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Here's second and 10 now from the 29. Now Mayfield. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. We hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. 20! And he will finally be taken out of bounds. Nick Chubb hit 21.95 miles an hour on a long touchdown run in 2019. 4th fastest in the NFL. And he flashed the big-time speed again there. They'll run. Here's Janovich, the fullback. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Andy Janovich, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Parkey with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Looking to throw. Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16. Back to throw. Jones. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Jones throwing again. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. From the gun, Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 1-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
13 yards. First down, Browns.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And this carries into the end zone. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
Chubb. He'll have another first down and more as he'll take this up to the 22-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First down.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. He's going to float this one deep right, and that's caught inside the 35. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants' side of the field.
He's been a one-man dynamo on this drive so far, and you know the other receivers would love to get involved. But right now, his skill and his play has his team in a great position to put 6 points on the board.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 6. Yeah, the Browns are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. A pickup of 2.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Mostly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll run it again with Barkley. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And that will be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll run with Barkley. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll set up to throw it. They'll roll him out right. Open man right side is Ingram. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones, that's complete to Slayton. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for the Giants. 41 yards. Out to his left. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones, they'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
The Giants on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
No gain on the play. It's 4th
now Jones throwing on 4th down. And it's caught. He's going to be stopped shy of the end zone. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and that will force a turnover on downs. The Browns drive about to get started. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. It's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
24-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Cleveland.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now,
and it'll be intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Jones now on 1st and 10. He's going to look downfield for Barkley. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended target, Saquon Barkley. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here's Jones. Back to the air on 2nd down. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 32 on the play.
33-yard line.
From the gun, Jones. Flush, and he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Takk McKinley made his way into the backfield. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Matthew Ioannidis coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Mayfield now from the 50. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if the game believed their eyes. Or maybe, part of it is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, You just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Throwing again. Jones. Open man is Ross, complete. Touchdown, Giants. John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer.
But yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And they will take a knee here.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And they take a knee. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days,